Thank you for joining us at My Greener Kitchen. In this video we are going to share with you how we make our banana bread in the air fryer. It's a recipe we've used for years in the oven and has always come out perfectly. Here we are making mini loaves and muffins. Start off by preparing your cooking pans or baking pans. The mini loaf tins are metal and made from steel, so they need a good buttering to ensure that the banana bread will come out nice and smoothly once it's cooked. The cupcake cases I use are silicone and so don't really need to be buttered, but you're welcome to do so if you wish. Instead of butter, you can also use a non-stick spray. For the banana bread itself, 2 to 3 large overripe bananas are ideal. If your bananas are smaller, you can use anything up to 5. As you can see, these bananas do have some brown bits, and it's a personal preference whether you want to put them in or not. I don't mind the brown bits because it bakes exactly the same as the rest and doesn't make any difference to the end taste of the banana bread. And it certainly doesn't do anyone any harm. Here at Greener Kitchen we're all about reducing waste, and so we do try to find ways to use every bit of ingredients, overripe fruit and veg and that kind of thing in the kitchen. To make mashing the bananas easier, I just do it in my mixer, and you'll see you get a lovely smooth mash with some little bits of banana. You then add 150 grams of caster sugar. If you don't have any caster sugar to hand, normal white granulated sugar is fine to use, but reduce the amount to around 100 grams as it is a heavier sugar and a sweeter taste. You'll also need 75 grams of melted butter. Give it all a good mix with banana and then add 1 large egg. If you only have small eggs, put 2 in. The dry ingredients, half a teaspoon of salt goes into the mixture, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and half a teaspoon of baking powder. You can give this a quick mix through before adding the flour in, but this is not a necessary step. The combination of the bicarbonate of soda and baking powder allows the banana bread to rise really nicely in the tins, as you'll see at the end. Flour, plain flour is best rather than self-raising flour. If you do use self-raising flour, omit the baking powder. It'll just be too much. Once all the flour is in, give it a good mix, but don't overdo the mixing. You should end up with a fairly thick batter, which is still a little bit runny and easy to put into the cases. I started off with the mini loaves and tend to do around 3 tablespoons of mixture into the mini loaf tin. My mini loaf tins are fairly small. You will find that filling up the mini loaf tins this amount, which is about halfway up, you'll get a fairly uneven top, which me and my family don't mind. We just like the bigger loaves. Putting a little bit less mixture into the mini loaf tins means that you are more likely to get a more rounded, flat, even top. Place the mini loaf tins into your air fryer. Now, of course, it does depend on the size of your air fryer, how much you can fit in. My air fryer is quite small and I can fit my 4 mini loaf tins in quite comfortably. Once they're in and evenly spaced, bake at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. see, you get this beautiful golden brown top, and the banana bread is all cooked through beautifully. Once they're done, you can pop the muffins in while leaving the mini loaves to cool a little bit before removing them from the tins. The muffins depends again how big your cupcake cases are. If you're using muffin cases, fill them to the desired amount. Again, the more full they are, the more uneven the top is likely to be. These bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. You can now remove your mini loaves from the tins. As you can see, I've got all sorts of tops going on here, but they still taste delicious. Allow them to cool a little bit more before cutting them. If you cut them when they're still very warm, you will find that they tend to crumble and break. The muffins you can eat just as they are, or you can cut them in half and add some butter. The mini loaves tend to slice and put a little bit of butter on. And there you have your mini loaves and your muffins, using up some overripe bananas for everyone to enjoy. Thank you for joining us.